You're negotiating with a debt collection agency or bank and would like to use a pay for delete letter to negotiate that the item is removed from your credit report after you settle the account. Now, a lot of people want to do this. There's a lot of nuances, so let's get started. Welcome to this YouTube channel where we cover topics such as debt collection, pay for delete, etc. to help you get out of debt cheaper, easier, and faster, rebuild your credit, get on with your life. My name is Ben. I'm the co-founder here at Ascend. Now, before I begin, this video is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal or financial advice. And with that being said, let's cover what we're going to cover in this video. First, we're going to cover what is pay for delete. A lot of people ask for it. What is it, right? Second, we're going to talk about pay for delete letter templates, what to look for in those, and the process for those too. And third, we're going to talk about whether debt collection agencies are actually going to delete, even if they say they are or aren't going to delete. So with that being said, if you like this video, always appreciate a like as it's super encouraging to me. And if you want other videos about how to get out of debt from collection agencies, etc., how to deal with this stressful thing, please consider subscribing as we are constantly creating new content to get you out of debt cheaper, easier, and faster. Without further ado, let's talk about what is pay for delete. So a pay for delete is when a financial institution that is reporting to a credit bureau agrees to remove their trade line from the credit report if an account is resolved. You may pay an amount to address a past due balance and the derogatory trade line of information tied to that account is removed from your credit report. So a lot of people want it. So please note that pay for delete is sometimes used as a negotiation tactic for a debt that is yours. But if that account is not yours, then some people often use debt validation or debt dispute letters to help them dispute that debt. Now, what is kind of the pay for delete letter template process? Before you send a pay for delete letter template, it might be helpful to start with negotiated settlement, right? So we created an entire guide on how to settle debt for less on your own that may be helpful. I can include a link in the description below, and that can be helpful to think about before actually using this template. And also, just a quick note, when settling your debt, it's also really important to understand what percentage to offer for the settlement. And so we also created a video on that as well, including the link description below so you can kind of get some additional resources to help you, right? Now, let's say you have an offer. When you have an offer, this is maybe where you use the pay for delete letter template. And I included the pay for delete letter template in the description below. In the template, it basically states what you've discussed and then the request, if you accept the terms of the settlement, that the creditor will be obligated to delete the settlement. Now, the goal of the pay for delete letter would be that the debt collector will add that into the settlement agreement potentially. And if not, that they actually give you a verbal commitment that if you make that settlement payment, they would delete it from your credit report. Now, here's the thing. Some creditors do pay for delete, some creditors don't. And we have a pretty robust database that kind of knows which ones would, may delete and which ones don't. And we kind of use it when we kind of help people understand the debt settlement option, whether they should do debt settlement, et cetera, or, answer those questions. So it probably brings you these questions like, will my creditor actually delete the credit line if I settle the account, right? And like I said, it really depends on the creditor, whether they will delete the credit line when you pay the settlement. Now, as such, we built this really robust pay for delete creditor database that provides some information about whether a creditor will, delete the credit line or what they actually will do. And this actually feeds into whether you should actually do debt settlement or potentially another option. If you're interested, if you're kind of looking at, whether I should settle my debt and get pay for delete or rebuild my credit, please consider giving us a call or text to 833-272-3631. We do free evaluations all day. We don't charge anything because we just kind of want you to understand your options and to see, whether we believe that your creditors will actually delete it if you settle it, right? They're just estimates, but hopefully that's directionally helpful. Some people will say, and there's a lot of information okay, will they delete it after a certain point in time? It doesn't hurt to ask when you're negotiating a settlement with someone to say, okay, will you delete this from your credit report? Some of the big players might. It doesn't hurt to ask. We're going to create another video that kind of contains 6 crucial things to understand about pay for delete. We'll include that next. But if you have any comments, please let me know. And thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.